Hello, welcome to the Oikos Family Podcast, episode number 33. Thank you for joining me today. In episode 32, I was feeling rather heavy laden by the fact that I had witnessed and seen and heard and read letters and had phone calls with people that have got a tremendous task on their hands as in rescuing children that are suffering. As I had had a full week's encounter of one desperate story after the next, and then I came to do a podcast, I was just feeling overwhelmed with the sense of needing to thank you for what you are doing in caring for your children and keeping them safe. And so today, what I wanted to do is I wanted to say to you that do you know that even if that is the entirety of what you can do and what you're able to do today or this week or this past week or the week coming up, that let's say you've had a bit of a run of illness in your home or difficulty with one of the children of some kind, and what you have been doing and what you can do and what you're going to be able to do going forward is to be there to nurture them, to love them, to care for them. Do you know that that is a lot? You are doing so much good. There is just so much good in just being the adult, the parent, the person who is able to protect those children and that are entrusted to your care. Just the fact that those children can be loved and cared for is so amazingly huge. Just that in itself is colossal. And so today on this particular podcast, I wanted to continue to encourage you in pressing on with what you're doing, in spite of whether you think that it looks like it's enough and maybe you feel you need to be doing more, or maybe you're feeling like there's a huge difficulty or some struggles to overcome that are feeling a little insurmountable to you at the moment. What I want to say is that if you are conscious of that and you're focusing on that and you're feeling that, well, then that in itself means that you are caring about the situation, you're caring about the struggle. And that to me is huge because there's children out there that don't have somebody caring in that way for them. But you are. So that's what excites me today is to be excited with you and to be reminding you of the greatness of the work that you are doing. And thank you. I want to thank you as well for listening to this podcast so that I can remind you today, because it feels as though that in itself is important, is hugely important, just because of what I've been witnessing and what I've been reading. When I say reading, what I mean is I've been receiving emails from people that have such huge requests for help, as in, they are facing situations whereby they've got more and more children coming into their place of safety, and these children are needing support and help, and there's few people that can help. And so fortunately here at Oikos, we can actually assist in some way, even though it might be a tiny little a bit of support. It's something. It's better than nothing. Something is always better than nothing. So I suppose you've realized where I'm going with this, and that is that although the little something that we feel we can do to support those families, those places of safety, those children's homes, the one family said, please don't refer to us as an orphanage. Actually, more than one said that, but rather call us a family. And I really like that, because they are wanting the children, even though the children are orphans, or maybe they're not actually orphans, but they're children that needed rescuing for whatever reason, children in crisis. Those children are now in a family in some instances, and so the families are wanting to help them to experience what it is like to be in a family and to be loved and to be cared for and to be in a safe place. And so some homes are called Place of Safety and others are called Homes of Love. That's another one that I really thought was beautiful. So I'm just saying to you today that here at Oikos, we are helping you, we hope, to continue in this journey of teaching your children at home and loving them and caring for them and educating them, and one family at a time. I'm just talking to one person right now, whoever that one person is that's listening to this podcast. I'm speaking to you and saying, one family at a time. If we can, here at Oikos, assist you in some way to continue in what you are doing, I just see that as a huge support to those other children as well. I'm just aware of how huge that is, and knowing that because of your commitment, your children are safe and loved and cared for. They're not in the same predicament that these children that I have been experiencing lately and seeing and that have just come across my path, and I'm aware of how tragic it is. But yet, I know that here at Oikos, we are able to help you to continue to love and care for the children you've been given, and for those that might be listening, for those of you that are caring for children in crisis as well. I just hope that the podcasts and the videos and the resources and whatever it is, the audiobooks is the new one that we're excited about. Whatever it is we're doing here, I'm just hoping that in every instance it's going to be assisting you. In fact, if you know of any situation whereby you think we might be able to help, you can please just let us know, because the one way that we have been receiving help from you to help others is there is that donation opportunity on our website. When somebody's placed an order for resources that they want, they can do a donation, and then the funds that come in from that are all used for us to assist these children in crisis. And then, of course, we do more than that, whatever we can, and as far as providing resources or the video help or whatever else we can possibly do. So your donations, if you have been doing a donation on Oikos website, thank you, thank you, thank you. Just know that every single penny is used to help those children that otherwise do not have the love and the support and the care that your children at home have. However, the good news, let me talk some good news. It's not all just heavy-heartedness here. The good news as well is that those children that were in crisis aren't anymore, because they've been pulled into a home and there's a family loving them. I think it's just wonderful. And what's fantastic is we can do something to help, some small, tiny little thing we can do to help. So thank you for joining me today on this podcast. Thank you for loving your children. It seems like a strange thing to say, but it really means so much to us to know that you are doing such a great work, and knowing that the little children that God has entrusted to the care of those whom He has given them to is such a huge comfort, is such a huge blessing to us to know that they've been cared for. When I say us, I refer to us here at Oikos who are called to this work. We're called to be of service and support and help for the sake of the children. So thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for listening, and I hope you can join me at the next podcast. Bye for now.